My name is Rennie Lakin. I'm one of the logistics transportation leads for the COVID-19 activation. I manage a great team of drivers, operate two separate yet connected makeshift warehouses, oversee a fleet of vehicles and equipment in order to obtain and move materials to support the pandemic emergency, such as personal protective equipment or PPE, hand sanitizer, COVID tests, food, water, fuel, technology, and other supplies that we move all around the county area as needed. Transportation is also known as ground support. We are the boots on the ground, the front line for the EOC, which is under emergency management. Our work is generated through a chain of multiple streams supporting emergency operations, the Joint Office of Houselessness, or JOHS, the health department, various kinds of shelters, and a wide variety of community and government organizations. We work closely with the larger Multnomah County Building Logistics team, especially the supply unit, which works closely with the resource request team. And we also work with other departments like JOHS, county distribution, and county fleet to make it happen. Our team is made up of staff from many departments and volunteers. So there's a great deal of collaboration across departments within our one team.
Hi, my name is Destiny. I work for the Joint Office of Homeless Services. I started out in April at the EOC doing staffing coordination for the shelters that the county is operating during COVID, and it blossomed into an opportunity with the Joint Office. I currently work at the supply center where we have different supplies for folks who are doing outreach, for those who are experiencing houselessness in Portland. We give out supplies like blankets, sleeping bags, tents, hygiene kits, and first aid supplies, anything else you can really think of that somebody on the streets would need to survive. That's what we have here.
I have dedicated my life to working and helping profession that serves everyone in the community. But with libraries closed and falling into a high-risk category for COVID-19 myself, I felt hopeless and sidelined. When there is any kind of crisis, I find that the best way to combat that helpless feeling is to find any way to help. I first came into the EOC as a driver, while my clerk job in the library was in limbo, and the libraries had been fully closed for months. I quickly found that I absolutely love the work itself, and I am directly helping people. I also love the logistics team environment, and everything about this experience has been so much better than waiting anxiously, worrying about my job. I really feel good about being able to directly make an impact in the community during this emergency. And this work absolutely fills my buckets, which has helped me weather a lot of seemingly endless bad news that's going on in our society right alongside the pandemic, but also at home, including a large, traumatic library layoff where my own job was in danger. I was surprised to realize that I had quite a lot of logistics experience that I hadn't recognized before. There is great overlap between library book drops and receiving packages, organized shelves and warehousing, filling holds for patrons, and filling delivery orders. The circulation of library materials within the library and between library branches within a library system, and distributing PPE, sanitizer, and shelter supplies. Ground support also serves people experiencing houselessness in concrete ways. My background and my library work has given me a lot of experience and a trauma-informed perspective in working with people who are going through that situation. But the library is limited in how far it can go to help people. It is so gratifying to be part of a system that actually gives out life-saving supplies and provides safe shelters and actually takes care of people. This is also my first exposure to the incident command structure, and that will be useful in future emergencies. I also have a better understanding about other county departments, our county leadership, and our community partners. I've been able to stretch into this dynamic and demanding role, and I especially love getting to direct this fantastic team. Our team is composed of a wide range of staff and volunteers, and we had the National Guard for a while. And I've learned a lot about managing people and dual warehouses and fleet, and I'm driving larger vehicles than I'd ever driven in my life before. I'm now electric pallet jack and forklift trained, and all of these skills are going to translate into my larger goal, which is going back to the library world and eventually supervising the library equivalent of a logistics department. I wouldn't have gotten that experience if I had teleworked my library job for the last year. This experience is extremely rewarding in itself. For the COVID response, we get to be as close to the front lines as you can get without being medical professionals. And there isn't a day that doesn't go by that it doesn't seem like we have invisible capes that were flying behind us as we're responding to that outbreak or getting that shelter set up. There's also this great opportunity to grow your skills and your professional network in a very supportive environment. I've seen people step in who are able to just really shine, and it opened doors for them, including our volunteers. And I feel super lucky that I ended up in logistics. It is just an amazingly good fit for my needs and my skills. And I actually didn't know that much about the EOC when I came in as a driver. I was offered a couple of different positions, and now that I have more exposure to the other units, I am certain that for me personally, I would not have been as successful working at a computer at home all day long. I need to move. I hope people will work with recruitment to find a really good match. When we finish a task, the most satisfying moment is when we stamp that it's done. That could just be because I really like stamps. Check it out. I hope you'll consider joining us in logistics transportation.